What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of Action Sunday. This week, I am finally reviewing Bumblebee, if you haven't guessed by the title card, and I am excited because I feel like this has been a long-awaited addition or a sequel to my Transformers franchise review that I did like a little over a year ago. But yeah, by the end of this review, I'm gonna have to re-rank all the Transformers movies because I can't believe. Yeah, I can't believe I'm saying that, but to the review, I'm finally gonna say this, without the shadow of a doubt that I'm not lying here. This Transformers movie I really enjoyed. Yeah, which is saying a lot because all the others I didn't really enjoy to a certain degree. But I don't know. There's just something about them. It's like you either love them or hate them. I felt like I don't know, just rubbed me the wrong way, especially with the one that's playing behind me. You know which one. It's Last Night. But anyway, to the story. So for anybody that has never seen this movie, it's set in the 80s, the greatest era ever. Yes, this was the reason why I fell in love with this movie is that they finally set the story in the 80s, just like in the cartoon and just like in the era when the product hit the shelves. You know, the perfect era. You know what I mean? So what happens is Cybertron's fallen. Bumblebee gets sent to Earth, and of course, what happens is he gets followed there. He befriends this human girl named Charlie, or Charlene, I believe. And like, there's like a whole backstory to her. I really love it. It's like great character development. I really enjoyed this, especially for her. To me, I'm gonna say this right now. She makes Sam Witwicky look like a freaking Boy Scout. She also puts Mark Wahlberg's character to shame. I really liked Haley Steinfeld's performance. Great work. This is a true strong feminine lead. I really enjoy this. And then as the story progresses, it goes from there. You know, the classic warfare. You know, the war between Autobots and Decepticons. The formula is there. And there's a lot. There's some things I enjoyed, and there's a couple things that kind of stuck in my craw. I really like it. Besides the setting, which I really enjoyed, greatest era, you know, with the Ferg Fad and all that. I'm glad that they really stuck to the source material, drew more on the backstories of some of these characters, and mostly the Transformers that you grew up with. Another thing I really enjoyed is, of course, the Easter eggs when it comes to music. Okay, the soundtrack is perfect. Okay, the one song, you know what song I'm talking about? The one scene when she comes out, she gets out of Bumblebee, and you know that sounded wrong. And of course the kid, and of course that one smug bully, you know, the prima donna guy, he's like, who wants to challenge me and go cliff jumping? And of course you hear, you got the touch playing Bumblebee. I was like, yes, I knew it. I loved it. There was like the perfect timing and like the perfect like nod to that era. I of course I was thinking of Optimus Prime when that happened. But anyway, great stuff. I really enjoyed it. The two things that made me scratch my head is, okay, I was half-heartedly expecting Megatron to be the villain. No, instead we get Dropkick and Shatter, I believe. And of course, to my shock, I didn't realize this, but Shatter's voiced by Angela Bassett. And I kind of have a soft spot for Angela Bassett. Hello, 911. My wife and I love that damn show. Come on. And like, I felt like, why? I was half-heartedly expecting, like, okay, they come down, then comes Megatron and Starscream and Ramjet. Well, we got Blitzwing instead. I really like those guys more than these guys. I felt like it just missed something. Okay, to me, that's what kind of dings it for me for this movie. But everything else kind of works and gels perfectly together. Then, of course, you got John Cena trying to ham it up. By God, okay? Now, I'm not dissing Cena, okay? I'm not trying to say that, okay? If you think I am, then don't start with me, okay? As I will freaking tell you why I do not like John Cena. Of course, or the majority of the John Cena haters, I'm with you on this. Like, yeah, okay? Mr. Six Moves of Doom, rare seventh move. Yeah, but at least he can act. Well, but of course but like I said, hamming it up was like, I don't know. I felt like his character was essentially like your traditional military guy. I felt like it was John Trent from the Marine mixing with someone else. But toned down a little bit. I was like, come on. You could have picked anyone better for this role. But of course, I think it was just trying to get fans to watch the movie. But of course, even with Haley Steinfeld, I feel like the movie would have still kicked ass, and it was a great outing. Okay, I love the final act. I love the fights. I'm glad that they didn't go overboard with the explosions. Thank God. And there was a shit ton of laughs that made me just say, "Oh, I really enjoyed this movie." That because as much as how can I say this? As much as the other movies try to inject humor ever so often, especially with their comic relief characters, this one at least there was some actual funny, genuine moments of like, oh shit, what's going on? It's like, oh no, why that happened, kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about when Bumblebee's like exploring. He's like, oh shit, what'd I do? No. He's just causing destruction in his wake. Perfect stuff, and that to me puts it over the top for me. And I really like how the final act just it warms the cockles on my heart. And maybe just say, okay, this is how it works, and now how it leads into the main series, and we leave from her into the Sam Witwicky and story arc and beyond. So I really enjoyed that. Another thing I didn't really like was, of course, you know me. If you heard me say about this in a previous Transformers review, is that there's two Transformers that I like, two Autobots that I like, and that's Hot Rod and Cliffjumper. Well, obviously they butchered Hot Rod in this movie, but at least they brought Cliffjumper in, right? Yes. Then they killed him off. God, why? I get it. They're trying to keep the continuity like, here's the reason why Cliffjumper's not in all these movies, because Saturn Dropkick killed him on one of the moons of Saturn, I believe. Yeah, that's what it was. But anyway, overall, like I said, I found this movie really enjoyable. My big ups to the entire cast. I'm glad that they stuck to the source material, and it just left me with a smile on my face at the end, in the final act, and as the credits were rolling. All right. So with that in mind, I'm going to give Bumblebee an 8 out of 10. That as generous as I'm giving it, because just for the nostalgia, just for the fact of the strong female lead and everything else going for it, this is why I really enjoy this movie. But now with that, this changes my entire ratings. So with that in mind, I feel like this, I think, is just, this is my opinion, I feel like this is probably at the top of the list of all the Transformers movies, in my opinion. Then the first movie, then the third movie, and then at the very bottom is obviously, in no particular order, the fourth, fifth, and the third. Okay, I could not stand any one of those three movies, especially the one that's playing behind me. It's essentially, like I said, it's the same formula that we've seen done in a Michael Bay movie, mainly the Transformers thing, but redone. It's essentially new look. It's pretty much a new look, but the same formula, kind of thing. What you know what I mean? But beyond that, I feel like Bumblebee kind of put all the other ones to shame. It just shows you that without Michael Bay's direct involvement, you can get some freaking magic and finally appease some fans. Okay. So I of course I hear that there is another Transformers movie in a couple of years from now that obviously is another prequel, I believe. But I really am looking forward to it. I cannot wait to see that. I might have some faith for the franchise after all. All right. So enough of my gripes. It's getting late. So if you want to watch this movie, it's available. Like I said, I was able to watch it on Paramount Plus. Go enjoy that. That does for this week. Thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for some more awesome and exciting videos.